What's good, y'all? It's your boy. Happy New Year. Lots of changes coming up this year. Lots of changes. Many of you may notice that there are some things changing energetically within you, maybe. I feel like I've gone through a little bit of spiritual puberty, if you will. Gotten hit with like an influx of just energy where out of nowhere I'll just feel like cold and clammy or sweaty, or I just can't get warm for like extended periods of time. I lost like 30 pounds, in a short amount of time, 5 months or so. Some people may be gaining weight. You might be having night sweats, all kinds of just different feelings of uneasiness, anxiety for no reason out of the blue that just seems to come and go. Maybe waking up a lot between like 2 and 4. You're just up. The planet itself is going through a shift and has been. That whole December 21st, 2012 thing, the end of the Mayan calendar, wasn't the end of the world physically, but it was the end of the world as we know it. The planet moved into a new age. Its vibration is raising, and every inhabitant on the planet's consciousness is raising to a higher vibration as well. We're leaving the ego-dominated mindset. Spirit is taking its rightful place, and the mind and the ego are returning to their rightful subservient roles. The ego doesn't serve us in these higher vibrational realms where we're beginning to exist. We're starting to wake up to our reality that we are multi-dimensional beings, and that death is just an illusion. And when we face death, we wake up to the reality that life is here now. And our eternal nature begins to make sense to us. A lot of changes are coming up. A lot of good, exciting changes. Can be scary sometimes. If you feel ungrounded, unbalanced, nature. Go outside, get into nature. Meditation, now more than ever, as our chakras begin to come into alignment. Our third eye chakra begins to open. Our intuition strengthens. The ability for creative visualization during meditation. Strengthened answers to prayers. All kinds of interesting, exciting gifts and abilities are awakening. Things that were previously thought to be paranormal or supernatural are actually just innate human abilities. The DNA encoding has been dormant for a long time, and now, because the planet is receiving this higher vibration, this infusion of light, if you will, as we come in contact with this light and it interacts with us energetically, As our consciousness begins to change, our bodies begin to change as well, and this dormant DNA begins to awaken. You'll see that we'll shift from 2-stranded DNA to 12-stranded DNA when our 12 chakras are in line. Telepathy and telekinesis and bilocation, lucid dreaming, astral travel, communication with angels, higher dimensional beings. These aren't things of sci-fi. These are actual natural phenomena that are miraculous, like water can turn into ice or vapor. It's a liquid. It's crazy, right? But we just take it for granted. It's water. So if I was to tell you I could just make things appear out of thin air, and I can manifest reality exactly the way I want it, that would blow your mind, until you realize that you could do the same thing. And then it just becomes normal, like making ice cubes. If you're still watching and listening at this point, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Or at least something rings true within you. You're on the right path. Keep going. Ask for help. If you feel energetically overwhelmed, like you're taking in too much, ask for help. Ask the highest version of yourself. Ask God. Ask the Holy Spirit. Ask your guardian angels. Ask your spirit guides. Whatever terminology works for you, ask and you shall receive. Ask them to tone it down. There's no reason to be uncomfortable during this transition. Resistance to what's happening is the cause of suffering. If you just accept what is in this moment, this is a process that we're undergoing. Much like puberty, our bodies are changing from the inside out. Our bodies are trying to catch up to the consciousness that's being raised. And the frequency that we're being tuned to is love. We're moving away from the darker, denser, heavier vibrations and emotions of hatred and jealousy and greed and scarcity is not an emotion, but the fight for survival. We're moving away from that. That's third dimension. That's past and future and struggle and ego. We're moving to the now. This fourth dimensional reality. Now is the only moment that really exists. Past and future are the mind's projection, right? And then as we become to understand what it means to exist in this moment, here and now, and we experience the joy and the peace and the love, we open ourselves up to higher dimensional expressions of love. Because love is infinite. It's infinitely greater and infinitely grander. And we continuously wake up to deeper and more unconditional and more pure levels of love within ourselves. And as we wake up to that reality of who we are, we vibrate and we radiate that frequency and that love everywhere we go. And we help to create and wake up that love in others. Not create, because it's already there. We just help them. We become a mirror with which they can see their own light, and they begin to awaken within themselves to who they truly are. And we literally are creating heaven on earth, a new earth. and a new heaven here with the light that we're receiving on the planet. That's love. If you're still with me, keep on keeping on, y'all. Be good to yourselves and to each other. Peace.